Welcome back to A Minute Reviews, and you know a fight's gonna be hot when you've got characters casually dropping spirit bombs, unleashing domain expansions, and evolving mid-battle, pushing their powers to their absolute limits. Bleach Thousand Year Blood War might have just dropped the most epic showdown this season, and our fandom is hyped. It felt like I was watching a movie. The fluid camera movement, the jaw-dropping choreography, the battle IQ, the studio was cooking. I did not think Reiji vs. Ishida would go this hard, but with the pre-glazing out the way, let's get into this fantastic episode. Right out the gate, we open with Yhwach deploying his royal guard and the gauntlet begins. He wants to pour the blood of the Soul Reapers into the chalice and toast to the birth of a new world. Following that, we get different character perspectives. I love the way the episode was able to juggle multiple narratives without losing hype. The momentum just kept building with each new scene. We start with Shinsui's group where the rogue Steinritter decide to part ways, refusing to take orders from the Soul Reapers, and they disappear into the shadows, their goal being to hunt down Hashvalt and their former king. Shinsui rallies the troops and they head out. We switch to Ichigo's group plus Grimmjow and they sense the Soul Reaper's spiritual pressure heading towards the castle, so they do the same. It's hilarious how Grimmjow refused to run with the group, choosing to be a lone wolf, sort of. Urahara and Shinsui notice that Captain Kuretsuchi isn't with them, and then at another location, a golden gate opens and Mayuri emerges from it. He's surprised and slightly annoyed that Kenpachi and the other Soul Reapers followed behind him. With all the character positions established, the episode slowly starts cooking. Ichigo's group blitzes towards the castle and they run into Steinritter D, and Grimmjow wastes no time immediately demolishing the building the Quincy was standing on. On a side note, the running animation looked really good. Blue Lock Season 2, please take notes. Characters' hairs were flowing in the wind, their clothes were creasing, moving alongside them. It's small details like this that really make me enjoy an anime. Grimmjow was also pulling off some pretty sweet acrobatic tricks. Askin emerges unscathed from the attack and immediately starts running away. This whole scene was funny. It felt like watching an older brother chase his annoying younger sibling. Askin's honestly the royal guard I'm most interested in watching because he feels like a walking contradiction. When he first appeared, he looked like a cunning and intellectual badass. He's able to completely analyze his opponents in a single glance. And then there are times that he just acts like a goofball. But given how insanely busted the other royal guards are, he's probably extremely powerful and we've yet to see the true depth of his abilities. As he's running away, he pulls out a dark orb called the Gift and tosses it at Grimmjow, who slashes it, but the orb explodes, releasing a cloud of dust that completely paralyzes him. We shift to Shinsui's group, who are being hunted down like dogs by Lee J. Barrow, the Sniper King. The Royal Guard's power is borderline broken. His X-axis manifests as an invisible force that puts perfectly round holes into whatever target he aims at, plus anything in between that target and the gun's muzzle along a straight line, meaning it's an instant and unblockable shot. Barrow snipes Shuhei, Sentaro, Isane, and Omaida, and the studio animated this scene very well. Shinsui orders the Soul Reapers to disperse and they all head in different directions. As Renji is running, a barrage of Reishi arrows rain down from above, but he's able to react just in time and the camera pans to one of the coldest entrances I've seen in Bleach. Ishida gazes down from above as his weapons illuminate the jet black sky behind him, and this is when the episode really starts cooking. Because of Yhwach, the Soul Reapers can no longer make footholds in the air, so Renji platforms from building to building, gaining enough momentum for Zabimaru to reach Ishida, who simultaneously fires a Reishi arrow, causing a huge explosion. As the dust clears, Renji greets Ishida and the battle begins. Renji dashes forward, zigzagging through the volley of arrows and hits Ishida with a downward slash, who blocks Renji's sword and they exchange blows. Never thought I'd see an archer in melee combat, but War Arc Ishida is built different. Renji goes full power from the jump and activates Bankai So Zabimaru, and I love this design. Renji uses Zazeka, extending the blade in his right arm to catch Uryu off guard, but Ishida predicts this and easily counters. Renji follows up with Orochi-O, an evolution of Zazeka, pulling Ishida to the ground, but Ishida regains his footing and fires off another Reishi arrow, but our boy Renji uses his foot to deflect the arrow upwards while backflipping into a building and using that building as momentum to launch at Ishida. Renji's technique incinerates Ishida's arrows along with the surrounding buildings. Looks like War Arc Renji is also built different. Ishida leaps into the air and unleashes a massive barrage of Reishi arrows. Renji uses Hihio to protect himself, negating most of the damage. Renji catches Ishida off guard and extends his blade to catch the fallen degree and slams it into him. He pins Ishida against the building and hits him with the Detroit Smash, sending the Quincy through multiple buildings. Rangy is still not done and impales Ishida, and you already know what comes next. He uses Zagatepo and engulfs Uryu in a massive serpentine jaw of pure spiritual energy. This technique looks so freaking cool. It's the same move he used in the previous core to turn Mass D Masculine into Mass D Ash. Our boy Rangy has really come a long way. But the smoke clears and Ishida is unharmed thanks to Blood Fiend, I probably butchered that, the advanced Quincy technique that grants insane durability. With the warm-ups out the way, the real battle can finally begin. Ishida goes Super Saiyan Blue, releasing his Volständig. The power and versatility of his techniques elevate to a completely different level. Ishida summons a cascade of Reishi feathers, knocking the Soul Reaper back and slicing off Zabimaru's fur. But Rangy is 2 steps ahead, and as Uryu steps on Zabimaru's fur, he uses Hihi Tensho to summon multiple arms that incapacitate the Quincy. The stage has been prepared. All Rangy needs is 20 seconds to activate his Bankai's full potential. His body begins glowing as he's engulfed in a golden aura. Rangy leaps into the air and begins spinning, extending his Bankai to create a massive flaming spirit bomb that completely obliterates everything in the vicinity. My boy Rangy, what have you done? What have you become? The attack leaves Uryu gravely injured, but the scales tip once again. Uryu activates Sclav Ray to absorb the Reishi from the surroundings and completely regenerates his wounds. Ishida responds with his own new broken technique, Fetta's Winger. He creates a domain that completely extracts Rangy's spiritual pressure. The animations during this scene were fire. As the domain dissipates, Rangy falls to the ground, out of spiritual pressure, out of spiritual power, but not out of options. He uses his own life to manifest the remnants of his Bankai and launches Hikotsu Taiho. Ishida simultaneously fires off his upgraded arrow, piercing Rangy's technique and his chest, finally bringing the fight to an end. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this was hands down one of the best Bleach fights by far. Not only did it have flashy and incredibly powerful techniques, but the characters were actually using strategy and tactics, making the fight feel more immersive and engaging. I know Rangy's sort of become a meme in the Bleach community for the massive amount of L's he's taken against opponents he really had no business fighting. I call it the Vegeta syndrome, but this episode was his redemption. He showed us a glimpse of his potential when he fought against Mass D Masculine, but this episode finally displays Rangy's true capabilities. On this day, you are a joke no more. Stand proud, Rangy. You're strong. If you enjoyed the video, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. I cover tons of anime from the most popular to the most obscure, from seinen to comedies, from shonen to mysteries. Whatever your flavor is, I got you covered. Or we'll get you covered in the future, probably. With that being said, see you guys next week. Peace.
Ignorance is such a frightening thing. You might believe yourselves to be fighting on the side of righteousness, but I am the one who is truly protecting this world. It is I, Lord Genome, who is the ultimate guardian of humanity.
Nia, Yoko, Rossio, Ran, Kitan, Dayaka. Every member of Team Daiguren believes in me. The me that my bro believed in. The me that I believe in is